recording.
Oh, hello. Let me get away from the loud noises.
Yeah. Let's get this. You want to fill up both?
Yeah, I'll fill up both. Just trying to get the leaf out. You know, start it off as clean as possible.
Yeah.
Even though it's kind of a futile effort.
That was just rainwater in that one.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, I just stepped in something. Okay.
What?
That needs to go up to the hoop coops, but we can do that later.
Okay. Are we gonna walk that way or go that way anyway?
Sure, we can do that. I figured we could carry that with the
lawnmower.
Hi everyone, we are back. We're feeling better. Battery just died between introduction and now, so.
Okay.
We're having some technical difficulties last few days. Kinsley, come on. Nice shenanigans.
Somebody asked if we were geese whisperers.
That one has diarrhea.
Yep.
Huh.
What have you been eating?
Yeah. Somebody asked us what?
If we were geese whisperers, because our geese seem so friendly and that they actually follow us.
Yeah. Come on, Kinsley, let's go.
She's like, I don't want to be anywhere near those geese. No. Kinsley is not a goose whisperer.
No, I think they imprinted on us.
I think so too. I think, yeah, they follow us and we
Kinsley, come on.
She'll come. We picked this breed because they were more friendly. There are some geese breeds that are notoriously meaner.
Right.
And we also only ordered females, so hopefully we won't have the mean issues of, you know, males when all of the mating or when the girls are on eggs.
She's not coming.
Okay.
All right, we're heading over to where the sheep are. Okay, so let's see here. The last time you guys were with us was Saturday, which is our Friday. We actually did some filming on Monday for your Tuesday video, but it turned out that we didn't turn the microphones on. So it was a lot of us pointing and talking and moving our mouths and showing things, but there was no audio. So we didn't use that one. Plus we weren't really feeling good. We didn't record Tuesday because we weren't feeling well. And so now it's Wednesday for you guys' Thursday. So it's been a while for y'all. A lot has happened, a lot to talk about. And first thing you'll notice, Levi and Winston are in with the sheep.
Locked in with the sheep.
Yes. They are not able to get out. They are locked in. It is hot. Do you want me to turn it off so you can go in there?
Where's it at? Oh, there it is.
It's over there. Don't touch it, boys and girl. All right, so the reason that they are in there is a continuation of what you guys saw on Saturday. The dogs keep escaping the property. It has happened 7 times now. The last one was today, this morning. And so...
In the middle is off, right?
Middle is off, yeah. Okay. So that is why the doggies are now behind a fence, because I do not want them to escape again. It takes forever to get down there and then somehow corral them into the truck and get them back here. Now, thankfully today, they didn't roll in a bunch of cow poop, and so they weren't really dirty, they were just really wet. So getting them in the truck wasn't nearly as gross and difficult as it had been the previous 6 times. So this started Friday, and Sunday morning, Saturday they didn't leave at all. They were fine Saturday. Sunday morning I got the phone call. I don't know if that's right, but anyway, I got another phone call that they had escaped. And so I was like, you know what, I'm just tired of this. What they're doing is they're crawling underneath the last line of barbed wire on the fence that divides us and the property to our east. And the reason they're able to do that is because the property to our east is being sold, and so the owner had somebody bush hog around the line of the fence, which then made it so the dogs can see past all of the vegetation and the fence. And so they were finding a way underneath the fence to go to their creek. Even though they have access to their own creek, they wanted to go to the neighbor's creek.
Excuse you.
Wow.
No.
Just shows you how big he is.
Yeah, he's very big. At least he's gentle.
Yeah. So Sunday, what I ended up doing was actually taking my hedge trimmer and clearing a path along that fence on our side of the fence and putting another strand of poly wire between the ground and the first row of barbed wire. So that way the dogs wouldn't crawl underneath it, because they are respectful of poly wire. Even if it's not electrified, they're not willing to test the fences anymore, because they've gotten shocked pretty bad with the fences lately. And so I thought that was going to be it, but it apparently did not deter them all the way, and they actually went further up the fence line and found another opening that didn't have all of the poly line that I put on. So now what we need to do is find a different solution for these puppers, and I think I have something that's going to work, and I'm hoping that it arrives tomorrow, so that way we can implement that solution and get them out from behind netting, because they don't like it, I don't like it, and I want them to have free roam so they can do their protection stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it is good that they're with the sheep.
And they get along and they bond.
Doing a bond, yeah. But I want them to have...
But they're also bonded to us and the chickens, and so we don't want to have them out here. And I haven't seen them all day, and it's been probably 17 hours since I've seen the dogs.
Yeah.
So that's why they're so excited to see me right now.
Yeah, so...
Super frustrating.
Tomorrow when I receive it, or when we receive the hopeful solution, we'll show you guys what it is. I had a couple ideas. One was going to be making a very large perimeter around kind of our working area with poly wire and just make another fence that they wouldn't cross. That was going to cost roughly $1,800 for the line and the step-in posts and all that kind of stuff, plus the labor of doing it. The solution that I came up with is some GPS collars that have really high reviews, and it was like 150 bucks per dog. So much cheaper, easier to implement, and hopefully it arrives tomorrow.
Okay, good. So that was a lot of, neither of us felt that great anyway.
Yeah.
And then getting the phone call or going outside and not being able to find the dogs and trying to figure out where they are has been very frustrating. It's a lot of work, not only just, leaving our property, driving to the other property, getting over and then getting them to come to us because they're having fun playing in the creek. Yeah. And their creek isn't as smooth of a walk down as ours is. Theirs is down, it's more like our pond, I guess.
There's an embankment.
It's an embankment, a pretty, fine for the dogs, but for us to try to run down there and get the dogs, it's not as easy as our creek. So it's been an interesting
and plus,
few days.
In addition to just being on a neighbor's property, the property that they go into or escape into, it's not fenced, and it's pretty close to the road, so there's that danger too. And plus the neighbor across the street, he's been great in calling us and telling us when our dogs are on that property, but he has cows and horses, and we certainly don't want them messing with the neighbor's livestock.
Right. And he has dogs that are not fenced in.
Yeah, they're smaller dogs, but still, like, we don't need trouble.
No. We don't want them to think they're protecting something and one of his dogs come over to an area they think they're protecting and have issues.
Yeah.
We just want to be as responsible as possible, and unfortunately this is the first time in the over a year that we've had them. Well,
not quite, but close.
But not both of them combined, but we've had him since last May. So it's one of those where, is Kinsley touching the fence? Is she?
Hope not.
She's hopefully far enough away.
There you go.
But
yeah, so that's been fun. And when I say that's been fun,
insert sarcasm here.
Yeah, it's been very frustrating. So I think they're going to stay in here tonight. It's not supposed to rain. The weather's actually really pretty mild.
It's gorgeous right now.
Yeah, it's only like 75 degrees. It's overcast. It's not too muggy. If it gets warm or too sunny tomorrow, then I'll either bring some more shade for them or we'll find a different location for them.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can implement that solution and they can go free tomorrow.
And we do have another area fenced off that is closer to the house if we wanted to at night move them in.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah, it's just a real pain to get them in here.
Yeah, I know.
And they're not the greatest on leashes. So, in addition to the dog stuff, let's just go walk over here while we're here. We did a little bit of work in the garden over here. So, you guys probably saw that our pumpkins the leaves were dying out. And I really think that it's because of squash bugs. And so I ended up taking some neem oil. We have some neem oil concentrate and spraying the leaves down. I saw a few squash bugs, not a lot, but a few. And I did it kind of late at night when pollinators weren't out. And I tried to stay away from any of the pollination points, any of the flowers. It still looks like we're getting things. Things are still eating it though. Shoot. They're still being eaten, honey.
Probably have to do a more aggressive spray.
Yeah. I wonder if it's got washed off because of the rain.
Probably.
Man.
Yeah, it's been a lot of rain.
Shoot. All right, well, I'll spray it again. I sprayed on the bottoms and the tops, like I was really diligent about it. But look at this, the sunflowers, they're coming up like
all
crazy.
All of a sudden, they just...
It is kaboom.
That's like 2 days difference from last time I was out here, and it's probably a good 1.5 feet taller.
That's crazy. Funny. So we got the sunflowers, and then these are, what are those?
Melons.
Okay.
Cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe.
Yeah. Or it's either watermelon or cantaloupe. I think it's cantaloupe on this side and watermelon on that side.
Okay, and then the sunflowers over here by the beans, they didn't come up, so I put these tobacco stakes in the ground for them to have something to run on, to climb on. And it looks like the the pumpkins are gonna start taking over too. It'll be interesting to see what happens over here.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we removed the tarp, which you did there, and kind of curled the pumpkins back so they'd root in.
Yeah, remove this.
Yeah, where they, in that white one where there's so much of it, kind of curl them, because those ones seem to be doing really, really well.
Yeah.
Unless the main stalk dies off, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, but if they can root into the ground, then maybe it won't impact so bad if the main stalk dies. Because they can re-root.
Right, exactly.
Wow, that just got decimated. All right, looks like I'll come back and spray that and I think I'll just take up this tarp.
I think take up the white one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, because that's the one that they're going to take over your peas and all of that, or not peas, beans.
I made up a little teepee tent or a teepee fence holder because the fence was starting to droop down quite a bit.
Yeah.
At first I was just doing stakes, just like over here. But you can see that it starts drooping and eventually it'll just go down onto the ground. So doing those little teepees, those work better. All right, well, in addition to that, there's more.
There is?
There's more.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe we'll push pause and we'll meet you down to where there's more. Unless you have a bunch of stuff to talk about.
No, not really.
Okay.
I don't think they want to hear about my data and my spreadsheets that my eyeballs are still crossed from being in spreadsheets for 7 hours today.
All right, we'll meet you down there.
All right.
All right, this is the other thing. So Friday morning, I built the frame. Katie wasn't feeling good still. Well, it's kind of the start of her not feeling well.
That was the start, yeah.
So I built the frame by myself. I ended up putting it 15 feet away from the first one. So this will be basically 2 runs. It'll be divided in half, one for that and one for that one. And then we'll put something from the peak of that to the peak of this one to prevent aerial predators from coming in. So this will be the run. And then I didn't get a chance to work on it up until today, after Friday. And so today I did all of the wire, or the whatever. So I did the hardware cloth around the perimeter, and then I put these
Chicken wire.
yeah, the chicken wire. This came with the kit. The hardware cloth did not. So I haven't finished it entirely. Like I have to, you know, piece the pieces together on all of the roof pieces, and then just some more zip tying down. I need to do this piece in the front, and then we need to build the
A perch.
what is it? A perch, yeah.
Yeah.
Build the perch and then put the tarp on. And I think then we're going to be putting these.
Yes, those girls and one male.
Yeah.
So.
Because they are starting to argue with each other.
Yeah, they're getting too big for this. We had no intention of keeping them in here this long, but oh no. It's the one hen you cannot touch. Elaine is doing better, but we still don't want roosters mounting her if we have that option.
Yeah. Yeah, this is, so
Yeah.
Elaine and Betty Jane, they're out and about now. And you can see that Elaine, she's alive and able to be out and about, but she is definitely not as well put together as she was before.
Yeah, her color completely has changed. She was all black and white. And so she's growing her feathering back, and she had a lot of missing skin, muscle. That's why her wings are kind of off-centered.
Yeah.
Because she was the worst. She got attacked the worst.
She looked like a walking zombie.
Yep, but she's healed really well, and they're not laying eggs yet, which is totally fine, but...
Betty Jane is.
Oh, Betty Jane started?
Yeah, Betty
Okay.
Jane's laying eggs.
Okay.
Yeah, but Elaine's
So-
not.
Yeah, I mean, we opened it up and let them, they still go back, and the two of them still sleep in the small AV2 in that we kept them isolated in, but we removed the fencing around them. One, we needed it for the dogs when we were having all the issues of them coming and going, and we wanted to also start bringing them back into the main flock. That would be some really interesting looking babies.
Yeah. Well, then, so speaking of eggs,
Yeah.
Miss
Blue
Cochin
Coach?
here, or Coach or Miss Cochin, whatever, she's
Miss
laying
Coach.
eggs now, which is very surprising.
Yeah.
It's either that or somebody's jumping in there and going in and laying eggs and coming out. But the two
doubt
that I
it.
pulled today, they were like, you know, the smaller new eggs. They weren't
Yeah.
eggs from a hen that's been laying a while.
Yeah. So that's, I mean, and the reason it's surprising is from everything I read, this breed of Cochin
go?
doesn't typically start, I think she went inside. Oh, yeah. This breed of Cochin doesn't typically start laying until 8 months old. She's down on the bottom.
Yeah,
And she's only maybe 5.5, 6 months? 6 months? February, let's see, March, April, May, June, July. Yeah, just at almost 6 months.
Wow.
So that's really early for that breed, and from everything I read. And then Nate's experiment with letting the littles out of their cage has been going really well, and Jack is an amazing rooster.
He's been doing more pacing along the edges, like he wants to get out.
Oh,
So
it's a little crowded in there because we opened that up, and then we also added 4 more.
yeah, I'm wondering if we can do something with these, get them out of here, so we can put,
Well, we would put them in there once that's open.
okay, with the other ones. Oh,
Once,
swap.
yeah, swap. So those ones are going to go into the Vever.
Yep.
These littles will go
Littles.
into the bigger
And then can we
AV2
put the ones that we have inside the house in there?
and those will go in here. Yes.
Good. Okay. let me go grab Kinsley because she's found her favorite spot to eat things and she knows that it annoys Daddy. Come on.
Hi.
So
Hello.
turns out these Bever coops, these metal coops from Bever, they snap together like little tent pole snaps. They're super easy to put together. I mean, this is now our second one, so I kind of knew what to expect. The first time it took a little while. This time it took a little while because it was by myself.
Yeah.
But it's really easy to snap them all together. You can do it by yourself. The hardest part was getting the chicken wire, PVC coated chicken wire, up and over. And what I ended up doing was taking the roll of the chicken wire, putting it on some copper piping on my ladder, and then I was able to just, well, it's not going to work right now because it's not heavy enough to do, but I was able just to pull it up and over, you know, and then cut it to length after I had everything zip tied together. So
nice.
It's definitely it's doable for one person. The only thing that I'm not going to be able to do by myself very easily without spending a lot of time is getting zip ties down at the bottom here to the pole at the bottom. So I'm going to ask Katie's help. So one of us can be on this side pushing the zip tie through, the other one can be on the other side zip tying it and just having it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been wanting to do this, but we tried starting it the other day when it cooled off, and within maybe 10 minutes of us being outside, no, you know better. It started, huge storm was coming through, and the other thing, we do have these staked down. I know a lot of people comment about you need to stake them. Yes, they are staked down. They do come with little stakes. And we did have 85-mile-per-hour winds come through, and we had no issues with any of our coops.
Just the tarp on that one.
Just the tarp, yeah, but even these little ones, we had no issues except for any tarp that wasn't fully secured. So that made us feel a lot better because it's very rare that we get that high of a wind come through.
We do frequently get
Strong.
50 to 60 mile an hour wind gusts just kind of whipping through here. It'll last 20 or so minutes.
Yeah.
Trees go crazy and, you know, tarps go crazy and all that kind of stuff. But when we had that one storm, where it was the tornado watch, we did have very, very heavy winds come through. So.
Yeah.
Well.
I'm gonna switch out the water.
Okay. So that pretty much is a summary of what the last 5 days, I think it's been 5 days, so you guys saw Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, last 5 days, today too, has been like for us, and a typical kind of stuff. Goal is to get more coops going and built because we need to start separating these chickens and get a watering system and a feeding system in place that doesn't take me so long in the mornings and Katie so long in the evenings to do chores, so then we can start focusing on that thing again.
The elephant in the picture.
Yeah, which...
It's a whole nother thing.
That's just a whole nother thing. Yeah, so.
Yep.
With that said.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, take care. Bye.
Kinsley.
Are you the little snot rocket?
She is a snot
Are
rocket.
you a little snot rocket?
I really don't like having the dogs not with us.
No, it's weird.
It really is.
I was like, where have they been? And then it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It's weird.
Yeah.